Do you think Orlando Fanatics show actually happens? Simon comes in with a hot take, a blazing hot take.
100% happens. They've already booked dealers.
Is Bryant already booked and everything and ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Orlando is 1,000% happening.
But they don't know a lot either. So
yeah. I'd bet money that it happens. I don't know how well it happens, but it's going to happen.
What's happening, YouTube? It's Simon466 Cards, and that was from the Off-Centered live stream from September the 11th, 2024. And I made the bold prediction that no, the Orlando Fanatics show will not actually happen because of everything that happened with the Pittsburgh show. This, like I said, it's from September the 11th, this live stream. This was obviously a couple days after they had canceled the Pittsburgh show, which led to me asking whether or not they thought the Orlando show would happen. And I said no, because the way it was playing out, there was not enough information for the Orlando show being circulated. There didn't seem to be any marketing, and that's why I made this supposedly hot take or prediction or whatever, saying it's not going to happen. And now on October the 15th, Fanatics comes out and says the show is not happening in Orlando because with the region rebuilding after back-to-back hurricanes, we believe it is not the time to host the event. This is on the Fanatics Events website. It is also on the Instagram page, and they're blaming the hurricane, or hurricanes, I suppose. And if you believe that, if you truly believe that this is the reason why they're canceling the show, well, I have some lovely oceanfront property to sell you here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, because I don't believe that for a second, and I'll explain why. And I don't know what else to say. Like, I don't think this is true. I think they needed a reason to cancel the show because it wasn't going to do well, because it's on the same weekend as the Dallas card show. They could probably tell from the pre-sales for the tickets that it wasn't going to do very well, so they just canceled, just like they did for the Pittsburgh show. If you look here, this was canceled about 3 weeks before the Pittsburgh show was supposed to happen, and this show was supposed to happen November 1st to 3rd. It's October 15th. That's roughly 2 to 3 weeks. That's exactly the same thing that happened for the Pittsburgh show. Roughly 2 to 3 weeks before it's supposed to happen, they cancel it for hashtag reasons, right? And I just don't believe that the hurricane is the reason why the show is being canceled. And I'm going to explain why. You can see here, the show is scheduled to be held at the Orlando Orange County Convention Center November 1st to 3rd. Keep in mind, it's October 15th. Sure, there's many people still recovering from the hurricane, and best of luck to them. But that's still 2 more weeks for them to clean stuff up and more people to get back on their feet and have things returning to normal, right? But if you go to the actual convention center, the Orlando Orange County Convention Center, their website, this is the post that basically says the convention center only sustained very minimal damage and will be returning to normal operations on Friday, October 11th. The FabTech Expo, it's a go. And if you click on this, it's happening. So if we go to the FabTech Expo Instagram page, this is what you see today, 9 hours ago on October 15th. More than 2 weeks, by the way, more than 2 weeks before the scheduled Fanatics show. Does this seem like an event that is having any issues? This seems like a perfectly well-run and functioning show, expo, whatever this thing is. Everything seems fine. Now, you might tell me, Simon, but this is a FabTech Expo, and somehow that is materially different from a card show because people travel to this show from outside of Florida, and that would not be the case or something for the Fanatics show or something. I don't believe any of this, but this might be an argument that the FabTech Expo is different. Okay, well, if you think it is something that is impacting people in Florida, why don't we look at what card shops in Florida are doing? The first one that comes to mind is Mealy Pops. They are, and stated here on their Instagram page, the Florida's #1 card shop. And if you go to their webpage or their Instagram page, they're saying The Fanatics Events is canceled in Orlando, but don't worry, we got you. I am going to be at the show in South Carolina, October 25th to 27th. That, which is, by the way, a full week before the scheduled show in Orlando. So Mealy Pops here doesn't seem to have any problems traveling to card shows as a card shop owner. And so you might say, but Simon, he lives in Gainesville, Florida, and that area wasn't as hard hit as Tampa, for example, even though Orlando was also not that hard hit because there wasn't much damage to the convention center. Fine, let's get a little bit closer. I found a card shop called Wonder Water Sports in Clearwater, Florida. And here's a post from October 12th basically saying, we're open for business. Everything has been restored. Everything is fine. Come on down to our shop. Our hearts are with everybody who has had a bunch of damage. But if you're bored, it says here, if you are bored, we're still open till 5. We have AC. Please come and see us if you can. Wonder Water Sports, doing just fine. And if you're wondering where Wonder Water Sports is, it's right there. Tampa, the hardest hit area, is just a stone's throw away from Wonder Water Sports. This card shop in Clearwater is doing just fine. Okay, and you might be telling me, Simon, I don't know, man. That's still, maybe they are somehow not affected by flooding, even though they're like surrounded all by water. Tampa is the place. Tampa is the place that got the most damage. Maybe Wonder Water Sports lucked out. Fine. Let's now find a card shop in Tampa. Let's actually call up Tampa Card Shop. Here is Bryant, the owner. He is the owner of Tampa Card Shop. And if you click on it, he's like, hey man, Orlando show's closed. We're going to fly out to Dallas instead. We're good to go. We don't have any issues. It's actually much easier to go to Orlando, but if we need to fly out to Dallas, we can still do it. We're still good to go. So, and if you're wondering where the Tampa Card Shop is, it's exactly where you think it is. It's right in the hot zone of flooding, of hurricanes, of everything. So all the card shops in Florida seem to be doing okay. They have recovered from the hurricane and probably would have gone to the Orlando show and set up there. And so that tells me it's not about the hurricane. It's about the fact that they probably didn't have very good pre-sale ticket. And as a result, they needed an excuse to cancel the show. And that's why I predicted this over a month ago, saying that it's not actually going to happen. And just so happens they had a good reason to cancel it. And I guess one other way to think about this is, if the hurricanes didn't happen, do you think they'd still run the show? Because I don't. I think they would have found another reason. They would have maybe pulled a Pittsburgh and just been like, oops, we're canceling now. See you next time. That's my thought on this one. Would love to hear your thoughts and comments as to whether or not you think the hurricane had anything to do with the actual cancellation of the Orlando show. Obviously, you know where I stand. And sorry, Neo, I had to play this one, even though you are obviously in this video saying it's 100%, it's 1,000% happening, and obviously it did not. So my apologies to you, but you know, if I get to prove myself right, sometimes we just got to do it. Would love to hear your thoughts and comments down below. Thank you as always for listening and watching. I'll talk to you all soon. Cheers.